This is not up on WJ. This is one of those times when we actually just pulled from another site that we liked. We're probably going to put a piece together on this, but I wanted to bring it to you first. I'm pulling this from the Washington Free Beacon. The headline, Fauci's NIH division paid $205,000 for researchers to study transgender monkeys. Sub, taxpayer-funded study aimed to explain high rate of HIV in trans women. So they're using transgender monkeys to figure out why transgender women have such higher rates of HIV. Now, we were discussing this earlier today. We were trying to figure out how you have a transgender monkey.
Yes.
Because how does a monkey know he's stuck in the wrong body?
Or can they scan the monkey's brain, and is it a female brain?
It's a yeah. Well,
and a male monkey?
Who knows? It's very difficult to tell. So anyway, we delved into the story and we found the truth. Turns out there don't appear to be transgender monkeys, at least in any real numbers. The study, again, let me read. Fauci's division of the NIH paid over $200,000 to study why transgender women have high rates of HIV by injecting male monkeys with female hormones. How would you like to be one of those monkeys? As part of the study, researchers subject male monkeys to feminizing hormone therapy to study how it impacts the monkey's immune system, according to the NIH. They began running HIV vaccine tests on monkeys a year after Fauci took charge. Each year, the department acquires 400 to 600 rhesus monkeys from South Carolina. So anyway, neuroscientist with PETA, so take this with a grain of salt, says it's absolutely ridiculous because monkeys don't get HIV. Yeah. They get a simian strain. It's totally different. So
maybe they can study all the kids that they've been pumping these hormones into.
Yeah. Well,
figure it out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is a great question. Yeah. And I'm just thinking about, they're doing this in the midst of COVID. They have made COVID the centerpiece. That is the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Yet they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to turn monkeys transsexual to study HIV. But it's a form of HIV that monkeys don't even get. It's very odd. And it occurs to me, look, if there's an issue with transgender women being more vulnerable to HIV, okay, well, that's something that's worth thinking about. Yeah. But you also have to think about it in the context of everything else. And the UCLA in 2016, they said we were looking at about 0.8% of the population as being transgender. Now, I don't know how wide that definition was. I don't suspect it's restricted just to gender dysphoria. Yeah. I suspect that is a very widely drawn circle. But if we assume that transgenderism is 50-50 male-female, and I don't know if it is or not, that's 0.4% of the population affected by this. Why in the world is the NIH looking at that? Why are they looking at that? Why are we funding that?
Well, because of the political nature of it. Because if we're helping transgender women, we're helping some of the most marginalized women in the country, according to the left.
So it has to be so easy to get funding for that, too. You stick that in front of the House. Yeah. It has the word transgender in it. Yeah. Boom, Democrats love it.
Well, the government has become so big at this point and has its tentacles in so many different things. There's waste like this going on constantly that we're not even aware of.
Yeah.
So this is just a very humorous, but I think example of a pretty rampant problem, which is it has swelled to a size bigger than the founders could have possibly dreamed of, to the point now we have multiple $100,000 taxpayer-funded transgender monkey studies.
That's one of the greatest
say that
sentences.
This is money well spent?
That was one of the greatest sentences I've ever heard. $100,000.
If this kind of thing doesn't turn you into a conservative, you're not paying attention, because we have to use our resources in reasonable, logical, scientifically rooted ways.
Well, and if
we're doing all this like virtue signaling, gender weird monkey stuff, I mean, it just shows the ridiculous nature of all of this.
And it's also part of the whole equity initiative. Like, if the goal of the government right now was to eliminate as many deaths, as many sicknesses for as many people as possible, which, I mean, that seems like that should be the goal, this probably wouldn't make the list of top 1,000 things that they would be researching. But if the goal is to even out all outcomes, if the goal is to make sure everything is fair and equal, even though that's not really what equity is, then they're going to start researching transgender women. They're going to start researching all kinds of crazy diseases that only affect like 10 people.